Me, Kianna, coming at you today. I just got in and I am just looking online for some things that I want to purchase. I want to share some new DIYs with you guys, and give me a second, you guys, because that lighting was just everything just now, wasn't it? But part of that, you guys, will be that I wanted to hopefully you guys will be interested in it, but I wanted to share my reconstruction, or me actually constructing a theater room. So if you guys want me to let you guys in on that and to show you guys as I go along all of the projects for it to be pulled together, then please thumbs up this video and or comment, and that'll let me know that that is something that you guys would like as a series on my channel. And maybe you can spark up some ideas on how to transform a room or a spare room into a theater room. So, or a basement or attic, whatever. But yeah, that's besides the point or the video, but I just wanted to throw that out there because that is something that I actually am actively looking to do now. So I wanted to do a video because, you know how we, find all kinds of strange things on YouTube, and we call them strange things, but are they reality? Just because something is strange doesn't mean it's not true. So I wanted to just give you guys a small video on some of my thoughts, and particularly dealing with the Illuminati, blood sacrifices, selling your soul, worshiping the devil, things like that. Now, not many people are going to understand this video. Some are going to chuckle. Some are going to call me crazy, or people that believe in any of the following things or any of the things already listed just now. Those who believe in those things, or just believe in the possibility of those things even happening or actually even existing. Not many people are going to get this video, and like I said, some are going to laugh and whatever. Ask yourself, if you do believe in something like that, or even if you just entertain the idea, how does it affect you if you aren't in it, or if you're not willing to do it? How does it affect you? If these things really do exist, if you're not in it, then why is it so far-fetched? It's not going to harm your life, or is it? And I say, or is it, because music, even biblically, music can evoke feelings. Music has a way of speaking to us deeper than just our ears. So we have to be careful on what we actually have around us. We have to be careful of what we actually partake in. We have to be careful on what we applaud. We have to be careful on what we just allow to entertain or plant those seeds in our head and also in our heart and spirit. So if it's not true, you lost nothing. But if it is, if in fact it is true, then would you want to be always blinded to it? I talk a little bit about becoming conscious. I talk a little bit about opening your third eye. I talk a little bit about chakras. I talk a little bit about those things. And I say a little bit because I don't think that a lot of people, and particularly my audience, is ready to fully hear my thoughts on the subject. And being that I'm not in the position of being a spiritual leader or a spiritual teacher, I just simply share my spiritual side, and I also share spiritual issues. Um, I don't call myself an actual um, leader or teacher. Um, sure, many could say, given how huge my following is, whether I want to be in that position or not, when I speak on those subjects, I'm placing myself in that position. And I understand how some people could view that. I do. But I don't give myself that much credit. I really don't. And I don't know if that's just me being humble or just me, um, what I would like everybody else to view me as. Um, I can't even say it's not just me not wanting the responsibility and just wanting to just push it off. Um, I don't know. And given the fact that I'm learning so much, I'm learning so rapidly, and I'm learning in abundance. I really don't have it in me right now to just try to further investigate that, even privately. I really don't. Um, I have to take one thing at a time in order for me not to be overwhelmed. But I did want to just spark the ideas. I wanted to spark the communication. I wanted us to spark, um, just a conversation amongst ourselves, whether that's privately and also in the comment section and things like that. Um, and that's why I'm doing this video. I've watched over the years, you know, tragic events um, happening, with stars, with those who are our favorite singers and our favorite rappers and things like that. And there's a part of me that's always keeping my eyes and ears open for events surrounding the deaths of a lot of these actors and actresses and these rappers and these songstress, things like that. It's I just make sure that I keep my eyes and ears open, and I look at the surroundings around um, their family members dying. And I think that that's just the side of me that is kind of like an investigator. But we cannot deny the fact remains that some of these deaths are quite interesting, to say the least. And I always tell people to be careful when they open their third eye. The reason for that, or why I say it, is because there's levels. And one level that you will experience right away is anger. You will be angry at the fact that you'll be angry at maybe family because they never, like, I'm just going to go ahead and just say my levels, or a level that I was on in the beginning. I was angry at my mother and my grandmother and family members because they never looked beyond Christianity. Christianity teaches us to not seek and to almost be like lost sheep and full of just ignorance and not further investigating things, because we're told that that's against God's order. We're told that that's against his word. So we almost got to just, I question people when they say, when you're further investigating stuff and you're looking into things about your faith and spirituality, and for instance my African ancestry, you know I I almost, when people, especially Christians, tell me, you're not supposed to be looking into that, or you're not supposed to be reading that, and I almost say, what does it take for me to be in God's good graces? Ignorance? Do I need to just be dumb to what's going on in this world? other than what Pastor is saying. Um, and usually people don't further, ask me questions after that or make silly comments, because it kind of makes sense if you think about it. I'm not supposed to know about certain things, not partake in it, but I'm not supposed to know about certain things, especially in the spiritual realm. I'm not supposed to know about certain things in order for God to be pleased. I'm supposed to just go through life ignorant to certain things in order for God to be pleased. Does that make any sense? I guess it makes just as much sense as, it being against the law, and we will put to death in some cases for learning to read, but then we were given the Holy Bible. And see, certain things do not come to you. Certain things, it literally, once you open your third eye, a lot of things that literally you walked past before and never noticed will be very much so noticeable. That's one of the ways of knowing that your third eye is actually open. That's how I actually knew that my third eye had become open, because I noticed things that all along I should have noticed anyway, and things that didn't make sense anyway. And for some reason, I just was aimlessly going through life, only listening to what Pastor said, listening to what my mother said, who was a minister of the Christian faith. And I just went through life, as my mother did, and her mother before that. I just went through life just totally ignorant to certain things spiritually. Now, you couldn't tell me that I wasn't spiritually mature, as you could tell, as many people in the Christian church. You can't tell them that don't they don't have like a direct line on speed dial to the Father, the Most High Himself. You can't tell them that, you know, because they not sleeping with out of fornicating. They seem to think that's the only sin for some reason. A lot of women, and especially mature women into the church, if they grown beyond fornicating, you can't tell them that they haven't been seated right next to the Most High as they are continuously walking on the earth. You can't tell them that, But when your third eye is open, things become evident to you. And your surety will come from what you feel in your spirit. I know as Christians, we always believe that, and we always have taught, that you can feel things in your spirit. Some people call it intuition. Some people call it the Holy Spirit. But that is just so much more powerful once your third eye is open, you guys. And only people that understand this and have experienced this will get what I'm actually saying now. Now, if you are okay with where you're at, I don't judge you if you are a Christian and saying that, you don't agree. I don't judge you for that, because guess what? I once was unconscious as well. So I can't judge you for maybe becoming conscious to certain things, later than I became conscious. That's just silly for me to do. So I don't fault you. I don't, it's no need for us to go back and forth. It's not going to happen on my end. So you can go back, but I damn sure ain't going forth. So I don't have time for it. My time is limited here. And because I know that, and because I know that I have work still to do, my time is precious. So I won't spend my time on trying to convince you. But what I will do is spark something in you. Almost like if you turn a key to an ignition. You know how you just first turn it over one time, and you can roll up your windows and put your music on and all of that, but the engine needs to take one more click over. You need to do one more click over in order for that engine to start working and for you to start actually being able to move out of being stationary. Okay, so I'm using that as a metaphor, and I hope that you understand what I'm saying. But if you don't understand what I'm saying, why don't you just go ahead and just click the engine? Click that. Just put the key in the ignition and just turn it over once. And that will just cause you to start checking, to start looking, to open your eye, all of your eyes. And then you'll get to a place, because it's levels to this. Then you'll get to a place where you can turn that key over as far as it can go. Turn it over one more time. Go one step further. And then it will become evident to you. Then you'll have that aha moment. Then you'll see that things like witches, things like selling your soul. And I used to say, well, how can you sell that of which it doesn't belong to you? That's the trick. That's the trick. If you guys want me to talk further about these things, I will definitely meditate on it. And maybe that is part of my journey. Maybe that is part of my calling. Maybe that is part of my learning process. I don't know. I'll meditate on it, and then I'll have that thing which we call intuition. Maybe I'll have that thing that we call the Holy Spirit. Maybe I'll have that thing called an aha moment. And I'll know if that's something that I need to do. But I will not move there unless it's requested by the masses. Because my time is precious. My time is valuable. And my knowledge is as well. I didn't get to where I'm at to have all these things placed in the ground with me. That is true. But that don't mean I have to use this arena to share my knowledge with. If it's something that you're interested in, and again, if the masses ask for it, I will meditate on it and I will respond. Until then, open your eyes. Look and seek, and you shall find. Talk to you guys later. Remain blessed.